Hey guys, we are doing the Chapter 4 review today. So I told them to tear out pages 195, 196, 197, and 198. And we're going to go over those today, and the test is tomorrow. Alright guys, so this is your Chapter 4 review. This is going to cover everything that we've learned in Chapter 4 about multiplying decimals. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over that back page, 198. So go ahead and flip over to 198, turn this way, facing the front. So the test will be multiple choice. You'll have just the regular multiplication problems, and then you'll have some word problems. Some of the word problems will be multi-step, meaning more than one. So you're really going to have to read the word problems carefully, use your strategy of circling important numbers, boxing in keywords, underlining the question to decode the word problem to see what it's wanting you to do. Again, some of them will be more than one step. So look for keywords that tell you, am I multiplying, am I adding, am I subtracting, what am I doing, and then figuring out what order you're doing them in. Let me bring my board up real quick. Alright, so at the top of page 198, number 20, says a river otter eats about 1,500 times its weight in food each day. At the Baytown Zoo, the male river otter weighs 5 pounds. About how much food will the otter at the zoo consume each day? And explain how you found your answer. Okay, so what are our important numbers that we're going to circle there?
1,500 and 500.
Okay, go ahead and circle those. Alright, tells us that it eats about 1,500 times its weight. So that's important, and also the 5 is important because it says the male river otter weighs 5 pounds. Right? Keyword is
About.
Yeah, good. You picked up on about, but also times. Okay. So alright, so how would you set this up? What would you do?
15 times 5. Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to want to take how much the river otter eats in food each day and multiply it by the weight. Okay? Alright, so you're going to line that up. The 5 is underneath the 5. You're going to ignore the decimal at first, and then you're going to multiply. So 5 times 5 is 25. Put your 5 down. Carry your 2. 1 times 5 is 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 times 0 is 0. Okay. Now I have to place the decimal. How many numbers are after a decimal, Kaden?
3.
No. 1, 2. This is not a decimal. This is a whole number. Okay. So there's only 2 numbers after a decimal. You'll have to be careful about that. Make sure you count your decimal place values. Only if it comes after a decimal. This is a whole number. So I'm going to add my decimal to the end, and I'm going to move it 1, 2 times to the left. So, how much does a river otter consume each day? How much food?
7,500.
7,500. I guess I should say 7,500 pounds of food. Okay. Now, I did see that word about in the word problem. However, on this one, I think they just kind of threw that in there to confuse you because you're not estimating on this one. It's just multiplying. So the important keyword in that word problem was times. Alright, number 21 says, the cost of admission to the Baytown Morgue, or Baytown Zoo, is shown below. Use the table to answer the question. So it gives us a table, and it tells us the cost per person for a senior citizen, an adult, and then a child. So we're gonna use this to answer A, B, and C. A says, a family of 2 adults and 1 child plans to spend the day at the Baytown Zoo. How much does admission for the family cost? So this is one of those multi-step questions, and it tells us that it's a family of 2 adults and 1 child, okay? So what would you do first? You're working this out on your own. Everybody raise your hand and tell me what you would do first. Morgan?
Multiply $15.75 by 2 because it's 2 adults.
Good, yes. So you get look for the price of an adult, which is $15.75, and it says there are 2 of those, so you're gonna multiply. Go ahead and do that, see what you get. Okay, Carter, what'd you get?
31.50.
Alright, good. 5 times 2 is 10. I zero down. Carry my 1. 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 1 is 15. So I put my 5 down. Carry my 1. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. Put my 1 down. Carry my 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Plus 1 is 3. Okay, how many decimal place values are there?
2.
2. So I move that decimal 2 times to the left. Is that my answer?
No.
No. Because what do I have to do now, Adley?
You have to take, you have to count the child, which is $8.25, $8.25, and then you have to add it to the $31.50.
Good. So there's only 1 child, and a child ticket costs $8.25. So she's right. I have to add that to my $35 or $31.50 that I just got. Now we're adding, so you have to make sure you line the decimal up and line all your place values up. Go ahead and do that and see what you get. All right, Cooper, what you get?
$39.75.
Very good. Very good. Okay. So if you explained your answer, you could just say, I multiplied the price of an adult ticket times 2, and then I added the price of the child ticket. B, describe another way you could solve the problem. Is there a different way we could do that?
Add up all of the adult
Yeah,
and
you could just add them all up.
instead of multiplying the adult.
So you could do 1575 plus 1575 plus 825, and you would get the same answer. Okay, C says, what if 2 more tickets for admission are purchased? If the 2 additional tickets cost $16.50, determine what type of tickets the family purchases, and explain how you can determine the answer without calculating. So, if you look at the table, the cost of tickets are $10.50, $15.75, and $8.25. So if 2 more tickets are purchased and the total price of those 2 tickets are $16.50, Carter, what tickets would it make sense that they bought?
2 child.
Good. How did you figure that out?
Because you can just really look at it.
Huh?
825 and 825, 82500, 82500.
Yeah. So you can just use mental math, right? Is that what you did?
You got 25 plus 25, 50, and 8 plus 36.
Yeah, so 8 plus 8 is 16, 25 plus 25 is 50, so it makes sense that it would add up to 1650. Okay, so 2 child tickets were bought, and I had to add an 8 plus 8 to get 16, and 25 cents plus 25 cents to get 50 cents.
I have a question about number one on the first page.
Yes, I was gonna go over that with you. Alright, when you've got that written, guys, go ahead and flip to, the very front page, 195. And let's talk about number 1. Is you guys still writing this? Okay. Alright, number 1 says, explain how estimation helps you place the decimal point when multiplying 3 9/10 times 5 3/10. Okay, so if we were to use estimation and round both of these numbers to the ones place, what would 3 9/10 round to? 4. Okay. And what would 5 3/10 round to? 5. So 4 times 5 is 20. Okay. So estimating helps you know that when you place a decimal, that you should place it so that the answer is close to 20. You can move right here if you want to, so you can see that. Alright, 2, 3, and 4, you are completing the pattern. So this was the lesson where you either move the decimal to the right or you move the decimal to the left. So increasing powers of 10, you're moving your decimal which way?
To the right.
To the right, okay? So are these increasing powers of 10 on number 2?
Yeah.
Yes, so move your decimal to the right. Are these increasing powers of 10 on number 3?
Yes.
Yes, so move your decimal to the right, right? Just a little note. Alright, what about on number 4?
No.
No, so you're going
Left.
left, these are decreasing powers of 10, okay? So each time, you'll just move that decimal one time, okay? Like on this one, you move it once, this one, you move it once, you just keep going with it. 5, 6, and 7, you're just setting those up, or actually 5 through 10, you're just setting those up and working them out. Make sure you place the decimal correctly in your answer. Count up how many decimal place values you got. And then on number 11, or starting with number 11 through 19, those are word problems. So you'll have to decode those, use your strategy, and figure those out. And then we'll check this at the end of class, so you'll have a completed study guide to study tonight for your test. So you can go ahead and get started. Let me know if you need help.
So just do the one that you know how to do.
Alexis, you can go to Miss Heather.